Mountain bikers from far and wide will be descending on this region for what event organisers are describing as an awesome event on the popular dam loop in Mogo. The Wild Wombat race is not just for contestants, it's also great for spectators to see the mountain bike racing action up close. And entry to the event centre is free. Martin Wisata is on the line to tell us more. He's the race director. Martin, hello.
Good morning.
What is the Wild Wombat race, and what will it look like in the Eurobodalla this weekend?
Well, Wild Wombat race is a mountain bike race that's brand new, and at the same time it has a long history. So it is the format is of 12 hours of mountain bike riding or racing, and you got solos up to teams of 6 riders competing in that challenge. Okay,
12 hours. So it's an endurance race.
That's correct. So we have this dam loop. It's around about 10 kilometers long, and riders get to do as many laps as they can within those 12 hours, and whoever gets the most laps in the shortest time after that, if they're on the same laps, he is the winner.
Now, I've heard of 24-hour mountain bike racing, but what does changing that up and making it 12 hours, what does that do to the dynamics of the race?
Well, you kind of get the best bits of a 24-hour because, riding into the night is really a cool thing. The track that you get to know so well after many hours of riding on it changes completely. So a track at night is essentially a new experiences. You have your lights. So the tracks are not lit. You have the lights on your bike or on your helmet. And so you see your fellow competitors, riding through there, and all of a sudden it becomes very narrow, especially this pretty cool dam loop that we have on offer this weekend.
All right. So how big a deal is this in Mogo? How many races will there be?
Oh, you will see a lot of bikes descending on Mogo in the Batemans Bay area. It's not just the race itself, it's the whole weekend. So I travel down today to start setting everything up, and I expect people to arrive sort of Thursday, Friday, and then definitely hang out until sort of Sunday, Monday. You'll definitely see a lot of bikes, and hopefully a lot of bikes with number plates on them.
Now, Martin, you mentioned it's the first time in this area, but it's got a long history. Tell me a bit more about the Wild Wombat, and I guess first of all, why the name, the Wild Wombat?
So the Wild Wombat for us was conceived when we have been organizing events now in Australia for 10 years, but we originally are from Austria. And so we wanted to introduce what we do here to the Austrian market as well. And we thought, okay, it has to have an Australian name to it. So we decided to bring a race called the Wild Wombat to Styria in Austria. We ran it there for 3 years, and then it was time to focus again back on Australia. And when we wanted to do something new in the region, we thought, hey, we have this race who's been traveling the world. Why don't we bring it back to its home shores of Australia and have a Wild Wombat race in Eurobodalla?
Excellent. So first time in Eurobodalla. Is it going to be making a return, or you'll see how it goes this year?
No, definitely. Yeah, we're already working. This is the start of something that we want to really establish in the region. And it's the first time that we probably turn it around. And it was always, we looked at a race and what kind of concept we want to do, and then look where we can do it. And now with this race, I want to do it the other way around. So I want to see what type of events work really well there, and then, change the race into that format. So I think for us, the Wild Wombat is going to be a race that's going to change massively over the next few years in terms of how the format works and what it's done, and the 12 hours is only the first step to that.
Wonderful. Now, mountain biking, of course, it's already huge in the southeast, in the Bega Valley, the tracks around Tartha in particular, and the Snowy Monero, around Jindabyne, of course. So I guess this just cements this part of the state as, a bit of a powerhouse of the sport.
Absolutely. So, there's a lot of movement in New South Wales at the moment. People are, the sport is growing. You have more and more people of all levels, from beginners to experts, who want to enjoy the outdoors in this, recreational sport that's low impact on the body, low impact on the environment. And so, bring those people who want to do that to new regions. That's, I think, the challenge that we have in New South Wales in the next sort of 5 to 10 years.
Wonderful. So the Wild Wombat race happening at the dam loop loop in Mogo on the weekend. How's the track looking, Martin, and are you worried about the effect of all this rain?
Not really, because actually the rain 2-3 days before an event, as long as it then stops, is perfect. It makes the track better, because if it's too dusty, then it starts to get slippery. Where it's if there's a bit of a good level of moisture in the ground, it's a bit like a cricket pitch, you know. You analyze the track, how it's going to develop over the race, especially over 12 hours. There's a lot of wheels going over it, so a good, 20 to 40 mil today is perfect. If it's a little bit more, the track can handle it as well, because it all runs into the dam that's in the middle of the track. So that's a really good feature of it.
A good system.
So as long as it stops by sort of mid through Thursday, we're going to have a perfect track in conditions called Hero Dirt.
Wonderful. Martin Wisata, you're the race director for the Wild Wombat event. It sounds very exciting. Thank you very much for telling us about it this morning.
Thanks for having me.